Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back, finally, to the Legacy SMP server. We're in the farm. I've built quite the thing here. Sadly, the replay for that failed, so I can't show you the time-lapse as I had intended. Also, this episode, it's a weird one. I started recording stuff for this, started doing stuff for this, I think 4 weeks ago. That's a long time for an episode. But yeah, I got ill. There'll be more on that on a channel update soon. But I got really ill, and yeah, it kind of doesn't make sense to continue there anymore. But lots of things have happened. So this farm, I've ran it, and then I've built this. This is a dual massive stack of item filters that all lead into a load of shulker loaders down there. And then I went out into the raided end cities and got a ton of shulker boxes for it. And for the other stuff here. So all things said and done, you can run this farm, you can stand up there, you get gold, you turn it into ingots from the nuggets occasionally, and then these guys will just trade away, and all of the stuff filters here, and will, yeah, go into that system. But take a look at some of the things here. So this chest, it's all over rotten flesh. These are all full of rotten flesh. Holy smokes. Shulker to space. Big box of booms. They've all been repurposed and they all contain rotten flesh now. And yeah, and this chest down here is the output chest for all of these shulker loaders. Like, you can see how many there are there. And here's how it looks now. So we got like all of the things that we get from this barter farm just end up packed in shulker boxes right here. And there's so many of them. So yeah, that's the thing. Now, I actually ran into a problem here. This one is full of shulkers and it gets loaded in from here, but I'm actually running low on shulkers, so running this farm is now, it's a little tricky. I would have to go through and manually balance these dispensers out, I guess, and that's a pain. I don't really want to do it. We got a ton of stuff though, so like we're okay for the moment. We have upgraded to 1.16.2 on the server, so we're now getting the new things. So we're getting blackstone and stuff instead of the magma cream. But yeah, I haven't gotten that much of that because I ran the farm mostly before that shift happened. So that's a big thing anyway. So that's one thing that has happened while there haven't been video stuff going on. What has happened is I have been streaming. And so one more project has been finished, and that is the massive old build in the fantasy district. So let's head on over there, and well, basically what you're about to see is a time lapse of 2 separate streams. So what this is gonna be, it's nighttime, hold up, sleep. What this is going to be is a time lapse of about 9 hours of work in total. So enjoy. That's pretty cool, isn't it? And yeah, also Pearl was on streaming the other day and finished up this tree in the portal. This is so cool looking. I love it. So I'm very happy with this path. It doesn't have quite the sort of indent that I would like it to, but the surroundings kind of make up for that. And yeah, I'm very happy. It took a ton of work. Like I said, about 9 hours for all the builds. And yeah, I'm happy that I could kind of connect it to Viggo's thing here too. It really blends in nicely with his stuff, and his kind of mushroom stuff, the theme there, blends in really nicely. The thought here is that this pathway is sort of the vegetation around it, it becomes more and more dense and more magical as you approach the tower, and the closer you get, the more magical elements it has, sort of like these shining mushrooms and hello zombie and stuff. And then we finally have the bridges. The bridges to the tower are done. The only thing here that remains really is kind of cleaning up this stuff, bringing the shulkers back and stuff, and there's an emergency fantasy juice there. So I'm very happy with this, very pleased with how this turned out. This is also like lit up inside, so you get kind of the magical feeling. This kind of looks really good at night too, so I'm very happy about that. And then on this side, the path is a little simpler because over here is the kind of NPC village, the default style village, where, you know, the pathway is kind of supposed to look like this. So I didn't want to make it that like more built up path on the other side, but I'm really happy about how this turned out. And I'm happy that the project is done. So that's the thing. But look at this place. The fantasy district is turning out so nicely, isn't it? And over here is the Orc Village, our immediate neighbor. And it's also been built up quite a bit after my last video. So it has now this great hall and this, I don't even know what kind of animal that's supposed to be that has been slaughtered and put over the fire, but that's a massive old meal, isn't it? Anyway, that's not the only project that has been completed. Like I said, I have been streaming even though I had to take a couple of weeks break because of the illness. There's been a bunch of streams going on, and one of the projects I've shown you before but haven't shown you in quite a while is the Wither Arena build project. That is now also fully completed, and we're just planning out the fight that we're gonna have there. So I'm going to show you a showcase of the finished result of that right now. You're not going to get a time lapse because that thing has been built over probably 24 hours of work or something. There are many streams that went into that thing. So here is a showcase of the Wither Arena. Alright, I'm back at Limepunk. Nice little animal collection up there. So, what is next? Because that project is done. Oh yeah, this by the way is from the farming that I've done for Logic. And there was 2 diamond blocks and some diamonds in there, so that's very nice. Actually gotten quite the, you know, riches back on the server from being dirt poor. So back up to 60 diamonds, don't mind that at all. Also got a bunch of gold spare here and ancient debris. So I could make one more piece. I guess I should make a netherite hoe or something to complete my gear set, because that's the one piece I haven't done yet, but that can wait. Anyway, Fantasy District build done, Wither Arena done. So what's next? Well, I obviously need a roof on this thing, and now I don't know that I've shown you that much of this, so I'm going to go there right now and take you on a little bit of tour on how the project looks and what's going on. So this thing is just bothering me. Like, I had this inspiration for how to build this tower and this house down here, but then I never quite figured out how to make the rooftop, and it kind of all stalled. I have some ideas, but hopefully I can make that. Maybe we can use some of the new materials or something. But anyway, let's head over to the end and let me show you how that looks now, because that's changed quite a bit if you haven't seen it. Alright, so we're in the stronghold now. We're just going to jump through, and you'll see it's quite different right away. Aha! We're in an end ship! So Logic built this. There, look, it even has a shulker box to represent the shulker that normally guards the wings, and the wings here. But it's a custom build, and here we have down and up to the ender metal, and from the ender metal. If you want to go down there, and you can just take the ice path over there, but I usually fly there, so I can just jump off of here if I want to as well. Very nice build by Logic, but what we're going to talk about is this project up here. Because I've not shown much of this project on the channel. We've spoken about it briefly before, but I haven't shown much. I had a plan for what part of this project I was going to do, but plans have changed, and we're going to talk more about plans changing in a moment. But take a look at this, the Rainbow Road. All the colorful beacons, this nice path. Looks freaky with the shaders actually, but there's another path out there, and from the air you can see way more how this is. And you can see that there's one bridge that is done, and then this house that is done. Logic built this, and this is, as you can kind of tell from the materials around here, the masons. So this is our trading setup. We're actually intending to do all of the different types of villagers in this setup. One house, one island, a custom island like this for, whoa, bit of lag there. For each type of villager. So these are all masons, so you can all trade with these. Obviously these don't have such good prices for me right now, and that's what this dude is there for. So there's a way to switch it over so that he can damage them all. Which is pretty freaky, but whatever. Yeah, they you know, they all fall down a little bit so he can damage them, and then there's a setup here, I believe over here. Yeah, so that we can cure them and get cheaper prices. Now I'm not going to bother about that right now, but obviously this is one island out of many. So you can see all these spokes, sort of. These netherrack temporary things are supposed to be replaced by big pathways, actual bridges. So I will be building some out in the end and making some of the islands. I don't know quite which ones yet. We are still talking about things, but that's what we're going to be doing. So, what is this about plans changing? Well, it's no secret, and many of you have commented and noted that Legacy seemed empty and such, and well, it's no secret either that some of the members have left. Oh boy. I guess I should not get into the habit of removing my bed too much. So here we are back at World Spawn. Yes. I guess I'll just fly home. I'll fly home and we can talk while on the way. Which way am I facing? West, north. Okay, good. Alright, so here's the deal. When we started this, I guess one mistake that we kind of did was, it was a big new thing. There were many channels involved. Some of these, don't get me wrong, everybody on here is absolutely fantastic people. Like, I love this group of people. But, you know, it's big channels and everybody has their own setup, and it's not going to work out for everybody. So some of the creators on the server have already left. And that's sad, of course. But, you know, we should have expected it. Maybe we didn't expect it to happen like it did. And so that, it means that we need to do something new. Yeah, we need to figure out how to deal with that and to ensure that Legacy stays a successful and thriving place. And so that's what we've been up to in the last few, the last month, I guess I should say. We have been planning and we have been having meetings constantly, trying to figure out what is next, what is coming, and who should be a part of it. And those plans are starting to materialize really well, I would say. So we're not quite ready to reveal what is gonna happen. Not quite yet. but it's going to be exciting. We're all really excited, looking forward to this. So expect more in this space soon. But yeah, it's definitely true that Legacy has been a little bit quiet lately, and the reason for that is simply that, yes, some of the creators that were a part of the server have left, but we have super exciting things coming up, so I hope you'll be with me then too. This has been a little bit of a weird episode. Obviously that is because of how I got ill and many things happened before I could make this video, but I think they turned out epic and I'm really happy with the builds that I've made. So I hope you enjoyed, despite this being a little bit of a more talky, more show-off and not so much action episode. We'll get back into it next time, but that shall do it for this time. Thank you very much for joining me once again here on the Legacy SMP server. My name is slicedlime and I'll see you next time. Take care, bye-bye.